place, scorched and scarred by an industrious race. Oh no, no, this is not just the land of you and me. It's not the land of the departments of forestry. It's not the land of the miner or the captains of industry. It is the land, it is the land, from the mountain tops to the sea. It's as plain as it can be, as plain to you surely as to me. It's as plain as it can be. It's the land of the tree.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Marian. Okay. Someone else. Ah, yes. Yeah, if you'd get up on the stairs so everyone can see you.
I'm new at this. My name's Tom Jackson. I'm a resident of the Sunshine Coast. I've lived here for 40 years and I'm third generation forest industry person. My family's been here for 3 generations. I'd like to submit the following, but before I do, I'd like to say that this type of forum is the type of thing that I like to see. It's exactly what I think the industry and the province as a whole needs. I submit the following. The environmental movement can undoubtedly be credited with awakening people to the dangers that the steamroller of industrial and technological progress could pose to nature. The stridency of the more extreme members of environmental groups possibly served a purpose in the early days as an attention getter. But those days are past. Environmental matters are now front and center in society, and what is needed now is an atmosphere that encourages informed discussion among knowledgeable people, which is what I see happening here tonight. Forget the rhetoric and emotional outbursts. Otherwise, we may well end up facing unintended consequences. Clear-cutting as a harvesting technique is the preferred logging method of the forest industry in Canada. With public education, this method will continue into the future. It goes without saying that clear-cutting is compatible with an even-aged forest management approach. Typically, clear-cutting is used to harvest an even-aged forest and to re-establish another even-aged forest. The origin of the typical forest being harvested is often traceable to fire. The forest therefore tends to be of an even age. The fact that the forest is mature makes it practical to harvest all the trees at once within a given cut block. In harvesting by clear-cut method, one tends to minimize damage to merchantable timber. There are no residual trees to be wasted, and wind throw is not a concern. In regard to these cut blocks that we are discussing tonight, I don't know, after the evidence that Mark's presented here, but I'll go ahead with this anyhow. There has been no scientific evidence, at least presented in the local media, that would indicate clear-cut harvesting methods will cause deleterious effects on streams within these areas, provided that good forestry practice is adhered to, as laid out in the Streamside Management Manual. Industry people that are in violation of strict guidelines and who are not environmentally concerned have no place in today's forest industry.
Okay, would you wrap up your comments? You've had double your allotted time now.
I've got about 3 more lines I'd just like to finish up.
Okay.
And it is in everyone's best interest to see that certain individuals who insist on using poor logging practices either play by the rules or get out of the game. Thank you.
to comment on some of those things. I think first of all the comment that people will learn to love clear cutting once they understand the technical details of it. I think that idea has had its day. I think it's no longer going to be credible to have people just don't believe that anymore. There are alternatives to clear cutting, and I don't think the people are going to be convinced otherwise. So I would suggest to the gentleman that he drops that line, because it's a loser, quite frankly. Some of the comments that he made, like clear cutting, there's no residual trees to be wasted. Yeah. All the understory trees, like in this stand, the cedar that could produce future trees, they're totally wasted. They're nuked. They're gone. If that stand is selectively logged, those understory cedars can live to grow on and become very valuable poles in the future. If you clear cut, that option is taken away. So the comments are full of the standard myths of the status quo forestry. No scientific evidence that streamside damage will occur from clear cutting. That's simply not true. There's vast volumes of literature, and I can refer you to the watershed